Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila and I love all things beauty, I love all things makeup, I love all things skincare, and I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, so this is going to be a really quick video. You know what? I'm not even going to say that, but I do think that it's going to be a quick video because I don't want to belabor the point. I actually wasn't even sure if I was actually going to film a video on this because you all know how I feel about the Sephora VIB sale. I don't think that it's the greatest. And let me back up a bit. You already saw from the title and the thumbnail that today I'm going to be talking about the Sephora VIB sale. So like I was saying, I wasn't sure if I wanted to film a video on this because quite frankly, it's not that good of a sale. Shh, don't tell anybody. But the premise of my channel, and like I say in my intro, I really want to share like the best tips and tricks for how to shop these sales so that if you are interested in getting into luxury and high-end makeup and other beauty products, you can do that in a way that doesn't break the bank. So that being said, it does make sense for me to have a conversation with you guys about the Sephora VIB sale. Now I did try to take some notes so that I don't forget some of the points that I want to make. So here's how I'm going to break it down, right? So I'm just going to do like a quick overview. What is the Sephora VIB sale? What does it entail? Then I'm going to dive like immediately into what brands you should avoid. I think that's probably the most important thing that I want you all to get out of this video is that this sale isn't worth it for a lot of brands, and that is because those brands typically have better sales. So I want to hit on the brands that you probably should avoid during the sale. Then I want to transition to, what are the safe brands to my knowledge, brands where they don't really go on sale anywhere else, so it's probably best if you buy it during the sale, with some caveats. And then I want to touch on the maybes, like what are the brands that honestly, it could go either way. It's just up to you to like at your discretion decide if it's worth it for you to shop it at Sephora or wait to see if you can get a better sale. Then lastly, I want to share some just overarching tips for shopping the sale and what's on my wish list, which is not very big. So that shouldn't take me too long, but y'all know I am chatty as hell. I am a chatty catty. So we'll see how this goes. But I do want to keep this relatively concise because I am filming this basically at the Sephora VIB sale, and there's so many other videos up on the, already about it that I don't want to belabor the point when it comes to shopping sale. But y'all my people, so I gotta give y'all the tips, the best of the best of the best. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So like I said, let's start with what is the Sephora VIB sale. So the Sephora VIB sale is a sale that Sephora typically does twice a year, and I say typically because in recent years, the amount of sales have increased. So sometimes I'll see Sephora offer an extra 20% off here. Like it just can get a little random, but for the most part, this is the most consistent sale. They offer one in the spring and they offer one in the fall. So this is the Sephora VIB spring event. The way in which the sale works is that you get a discount off of any product at Sephora based on your tier in the rewards program. So Sephora offers 3 tiers. You have Beauty Insider, which there is no cost to be a part of that. VIB, which I think is $250 spend, like you have to spend $250 to get to that minimum, and then Rouge, which is $1,000 spend in order to get to that status. Now each tier comes with different perks and whatnot, with the highest tier, i.e. the highest spend, Rouge having the best perks. So the way in which the sale works is that Sephora has the sale for a duration, I think it's about 3 weeks, and Rouge members, which are the highest tier, are allowed to shop the sale first and for the longest, and they get 20% off of any purchase during that period. So what that means is that you can shop as many times as you want. It doesn't matter what products you get 20% off, which is very different from like the Ulta 21 days sale where only specific products you get 50% off. So any product 20% off, you can buy in store, you can buy online, you can place 10 orders, you can place 2 orders, doesn't matter, you get 20% off. VIB members actually start shopping the sale a couple of days after the Rouge members. So what that means is that, one, there's a risk of things selling out because the Rouge people buy it up. But in addition to them shopping a little bit later, they only get 15% off of their purchases. They do get to shop as many times as they want, but it's always only going to be 15%. And then lastly, the Beauty Insiders, which is the lowest tier, those folks get to shop at the least amount of time and after VIB and Rouge, and they only get 10% off of their purchases. So first and foremost, I want to say I don't think this sale is worth it unless you are a Rouge member. If you are VIB, if you are an insider, I don't think you should shop at all, which I know is a very drastic statement to make, but to be quite frank, 10% nowadays, absolutely nothing. Most brands will give you 10% for signing up for their newsletter, or even 15%. Hell, some of them go up to even like 20% off like your first purchase. So if you are not a Rouge member, I don't know if it makes sense for you to shop this sale. And I'm just trying to be very frank here. Now, if you do follow Beauty Deals, BFF2, and I believe Beauty Steal, they have been sharing Rouge invite codes. This is something that Sephora started relatively recently, where if someone is a Rouge member, like myself, you are also given an extra code to give someone Rouge status. So it's kind of like I get to bring a friend along with me and they get the same 20% off perks. So the two Instagram accounts that I mentioned, Beauty Deals BFF and Beauty Steal, they have been sharing those Rouge invite codes. So if you are able to snag one, I definitely recommend that if you are a beauty insider or a VIB, because it definitely raises your status and you get a greater discount. So, oh, and the last thing about the sale is that the Sephora collection products are going to be 30% off for everyone. So it doesn't matter what tier you're at, you're going to get 30% off of the Sephora collection products. So I will have the exact dates for shopping as well as the code that you need to use to get your percentage off in the description box below. Just for you guys, because I don't know it off the top of my head. So I'll have all of that linked down in the description box below. Remember that you have to use the code to get the discount, and also remember that points don't apply on top of the discount. That's one of the more annoying things about Sephora. Like with Ulta, you can use your points to get money off on top of a sale. You can't do that with this. So if you have or had been saving up points, you can't double dip, if you want to call it that. So just something to keep in mind with shopping the sale. Okay, so like I said, the first thing that I want to talk about is what brands to avoid. And there are many. Again, your money, your choice, do whatever you want with it. But I'm hoping that this can give you a sense in terms of what are the things that you can wait on or purchase somewhere else and get it at a better price. Now, first and foremost, and I've heard a lot of people say this, but it's worth reiterating, Pat McGrath. You guys know Patricia loves a sale. Pat McGrath, from what I've observed, has been known to do sales at the beginning of a season and at the end of a season, which means that there are at a minimum 8 sales a year, and they usually start at 25% off. So with that, it's already bigger than the 20% off that you would get at Sephora. Pat McGrath has also been showing up at TJ Maxx stores. So I have seen Pat McGrath up to like 50% off when you really calculate all of the discounts and whatnot that you can stack on. Because sometimes you can also put referral codes on top of it as well and get an additional discount. And Pat McGrath also has a ton of glitches. So there are a number of times when things are like super duper discounted because somebody messed up the programming and it went left. So Pat McGrath is a brand that I think you should just avoid at all costs because it's really not worth it to purchase at Sephora whatsoever. The next brand that I want to talk about is Fenty. Now, Fenty Beauty is not necessarily a brand that I check for very frequently, but they do friends and family sales. Like they just did one a couple of weeks ago, and to become a friend and family member, all you have to do is sign up for their like email list. And if you are a friend and family member, you get 30% off. So that's already higher, again, than what Sephora offers. And if you're not a friend and family member, the discount is 25% off. So again, much higher than the Rouge status at Sephora. And they don't do it as frequently as Pat McGrath, but in my opinion, I think they've done it frequently enough that I don't really check for Fenty unless it's on the Fenty website. Now, if you don't care to wait, because I can't tell you the frequency or the cadence in which it's done, then go for it, buy it there. And then this is like a group of brands that I kind of want to put into one category. Too Faced, Urban Decay, and Tarte. First, I don't think it's worth paying full price for their products just generally, because I don't think that they're that good. And because they're not that good, they tend to go on sale pretty frequently. Let's start with Too Faced. Too Faced is one of those brands that is available at the cosmetics company store. So you can already get it there at 40 to 50% off, and when it goes on clearance, 75%. So you can already save a ton of money shopping from the Too Faced. Shopping Too Faced from the cosmetics company store. Now, if you don't have a CCO near you or you don't want to shop from the CCO store, Too Faced, because no one's really checking for them like that, I have seen them have pretty significant sales on their website itself. Now, one thing to take into account is whether or not that comes with free shipping or if that's an additional cost, because all that can add up, right? So just something to keep in mind when you are shopping tube base. Urban Decay. This is also another brand that I feel like I've seen go on sale somewhat frequently on their own website on like Macy's, because people aren't buying them at the level of enthusiasm that they were 5 years ago. Like, no one is looking to see what Urban Decay is putting out because it's boring. No shade, a little bit of shade, very shady actually, but yeah, no one is really checking for them. So if you were interested in their products, I just say wait for it to go on a better sale. Like, so much of Urban Decay palettes end up going on sale for 50% off, even on Sephora's website itself. So I wouldn't say you need to purchase anything at full price just to get that little 20% off, because the quality is also not worth it in my opinion, because these prices have gone up and the quality has gone down, especially in that Too Faced Urban Decay Tarte vein. Tarte Cosmetics is another brand that I think has just fallen off and people don't care for their products. They do a lot of sales on their website. I don't know enough about it because I'm not interested in Tarte, but I have seen them go on sale. So it's definitely another one of those that I'm like, the quality is bad, so I'd say avoid it in that regard to begin with, but also you can get it on sale, and probably a higher sale if you wait for them to put their products on sale. Okay, now let's talk about the safe brands. These are the brands that I think it is worth checking out during the sale, because chances are you will either find equivalent sale or no sale at all on these products or on these brands. So first and foremost, Hourglass. Hourglass is a brand that is on the luxury spectrum of things, so it's already really pricey, and they don't do a lot of sales on their own website. They did just do a friends and family sale, and it was only 20% off. Given that, I honestly think that it's better for you to take that 20% off from Sephora, because at least you're going to get points on top of it. So I definitely say that Hourglass is one that it makes sense to purchase at Sephora, unless you prefer the points at Ulta, because you can also get points at Ulta that translates into money. So it really just depends on if you prefer Sephora, if you prefer Ulta. But either way, 20% off is pretty much all I've ever really seen for Hourglass. So it's kind of the highest discount you're gonna get. And sometimes Ulta will give like a 20% off coupon that includes prestige brands, which Hourglass is considered. The next brand I want to talk about is the Sephora collection. Like I said, everyone will get 30% off of the Sephora collection, and I think that's a really great discount to begin with. Plus, the Sephora collection products are really, really good. Not all of them, but some of them are really good. The concealer, love their concealer. Their brushes, the Pro/Elite line of brushes, those are really good as well. This is the mini of the 50.5 brush. This is the bronzer brush. That's actually what I used today. It gives really, really nice precision if you prefer that type of bronzer application. So definitely check out the Sephora collection products, because they do have some good ones. You're gonna have to like pull out the good from the bad, but the ones that, if you find something good, it's usually like a gem. Like, I also have a blush quad from them that was like made in Italy. It's this beautiful baked formula. Love it. Stunning. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, 30% off for the Sephora collection. Top notch. Definitely worth it. Next brand I want to talk about, Dior. Dior don't go on sale, baby. She does not. So if you're interested in Dior products, this is definitely the place for you to pick it up, because you don't really get Dior on sale anywhere else. Like, you might get 15% off during one of the Macy's sales, but that's kind of it. Like, so I definitely recommend checking it out there. Now, I will say that Sephora doesn't exactly carry all of the Dior products for the entire line, but if there are specific products that you're looking for that they have, this is definitely the best place for you to pick it up at sale. Next up, we have Charlotte Tilbury. Now, Charlotte is one that I probably should have put in the maybe pile, because the truth is, I've purchased the vast majority of my Charlotte Tilbury products from Macari and Poshmark for much cheaper. But you know, those are resellers. They're not like straight up stores. So if you don't do that, or you don't want to do that, I understand. When it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, the sales on her website are absolute garbage. Most of the time, the only sales that she offers are bundles. So you have to like every single product in that bundle in order to purchase it. And I don't like being forced to buy multiple products just to get the one that I want. So with that context, I do think that it can be worth it to purchase Charlotte Tilbury from Sephora, because you can just find that you can just buy one product that you want instead of being forced to buy like a bundle of things that you just don't want. So that's definitely less safe and more of a maybe. So keep that in mind. Another brand, Gucci. Gucci is also one of those brands. It's, you know, luxury brand that I don't see on sale very often, except in like some of those department store sales, like the Macy's, the Nordstroms. You might get like a 15% off there, but you don't really get Gucci sales. So I definitely recommend, if you are interested in trying some of the Gucci products, to purchase it during the Sephora VIB sale. Givenchy, similar vein, don't really see it on sale a lot of other places, so I don't think I've ever seen it on sale, so a good place to get it 20% off. And you'll realize that the brands that I'm mentioning are these kind of luxury high, like super high-end brands that don't go on sale very frequently, and you can't really get them anywhere else. So just keep that in mind. Then Haus Labs. Since Haus Labs has rebranded and done this whole giant rebrand, I haven't seen them go on sale. And I was thinking about that when I was creating my wish list, because I was like, should I try something? Because now that they've rebranded, I have not seen a single sale. So it actually might make sense for me to pick up some of the products there, because I haven't seen them on sale. And this is the only place you can buy. Yeah, it's the only place you can buy Haus Labs other than the Haus Labs website. Hermes, again, another luxury fashion house brand that you don't really see on sale anywhere else. Kosas, this is a brand that I have seen do sales, but it does tend to be a lot of bundle sales. So again, you have to buy multiple products to get the one that you want. And two, the discount that I typically see is like 15, 18, 20%. Like, it doesn't go high. So you might as well buy it at Sephora, get the points, because I don't see them do pretty drastic discounts on their products at all. Merit Beauty, they have one sale a year. And because of that, this is probably a better option to get the discounts. And their sale is not that great. So it's like 20% off as well. So it's easier for you to purchase it at Sephora because you can get the discount here. And Merit doesn't do a ton of sales. Rare Beauty, another brand that is a Sephora exclusive. It's already really relatively affordable brand, and I need to like check myself because affordability is such a personal thing that, and I'm so used to these crazy stupid expensive prices that now I'm like, oh yeah, that's affordable anyways. But for the market, I think Rare Beauty is in the affordable leaning vein when it comes to non-drugstore products. So it is a Sephora exclusive. I don't think I've seen I don't think I've ever seen them go on sale on their website. So if you are interested in their products, this is a great time to check it out. And then Westman Atelier, another stupid expensive brand. I don't think I've ever seen them. I've seen a handful of sales from them on like other sites, but if you don't want to do the whole like figuring out where you can get a better sale, knowing when the sale will be, you can definitely purchase it at Sephora, 20% off. It's going to be, it'll give you a pretty decent discount, especially considering how expensive their products are. Okay, and then the next category are the maybes. These are the ones where it's like, you could buy it here or you could buy it somewhere else. Really up to you. The first one that I want to talk about is ABH. I have seen ABH do sales. It's not with any sort of cadence that I can pick up on, but I have seen them do enough sales that offer a pretty decent discount, so like 30% off at a minimum. Now, with that being said, because the cadence is not really consistent, I can't tell you how long you would have to wait to get the ABH product. So if you just want it now, might make sense for you to pick it up there. Now, I do know that, and I'm talking about the eyeshadow palette specifically, because like with their brow products, they just had them in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sales. I hope you were able to grab it there. But for like the eyeshadow products and palettes and whatnot, I feel like I don't know when the sale is going to come around, so if you don't want to wait, definitely check out the Sephora sale. Huda Beauty, another brand that has had sales, and they do sales, but the frequency and the cadence is definitely lower than like a Pat McGrath. So because of that, if you don't want to wait, you might as well go ahead and pick it up. I will say that there's like Memorial Day, 4th of July, these holidays coming up, and typically these brands like to give us a little 20% off during these holidays. So hey, if you are willing to, is it Memorial? One of them holidays. I know 4th of July is coming up in a couple months, but I think Memorial Day is coming up too. Either way, if you want to wait, you can. Totally fine. Natasha Denona, another one where I have seen sales, and quite frankly, her most significant sale is during Black Friday when you can get buy one, get one deals. I want to recognize fully, Black Friday is a ways away. So if you don't want to wait for Black Friday, then this is a pretty good option for you. But if you don't mind and you're not in a rush to get the products, she usually does a buy one get one free on her palettes during Black Friday. So that is one that I think it could be a maybe if you are fine waiting. And I know that she's done a couple of sales recently, like the last 2 weeks, like 20% off old favorites and 30% off. Like I've seen 20 and 30% off, but select products. And usually it's not her best products. And then the last maybe brand is One Size. Now I have seen One Size have some pretty significant discounts on their website itself, like 25% off or more. So that is one that I think that if you are okay kind of waiting to see when that sale pops up, you can buy it from there. But again, I don't know the cadence. I'm not confident in saying that this happens every quarter or like every season. I don't have that level of information, but it is a brand that I've seen have a lot of sales or a decent amount of sales that if you are comfortable waiting and seeing what happens, you can do that. Okay. 2 tips for shopping the sale. And these I think are known tips, but I want to mention it anyway. First one is one I've already mentioned. Check the Sephora collection products. I think because they offer 30% off for everyone regardless of tier, I think it's worth checking out their products because they do have some really, really good products that are like high quality, luxury level products. We just don't think about it that way because it's the Sephora collection, and they're not necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing to look at. But I definitely recommend checking out the Sephora collection products because that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck and the most savings at 30% off. Then the second thing that I want to mention is check the sale section. One of the good things about this sale is that the 20% off applies to the price as is. So if a product is on sale, you'll get 20% off on top of that. So I love to go through the sale section and see if there are products that, I was hoping for a bigger discount on, and then I'm able to get it with that additional 20% off. For example, some of the Pat McGrath Star Wars products from her collection that was a hot mess are on sale right now. I think they're on sale for 25% off, and then you can stack this 20% off on top of that and get it at an even steeper discount. It is some work. You definitely have to sift through because you'll get skincare, makeup, fragrance, all of that in the collection in the sale section. So you have to take your time and sift through, but I do think that it's worth it because sometimes you might get a really good gem and you get double the discount, which who doesn't like double the discount? So those are my 2 big sort of tips for shopping the sale. And lastly, like I told you guys, I want to tell you what's on my wish list. I have a pretty short list because frankly, I don't need nothing, and my April budget is already gone. Like, I think my April, May, and June budget are gone. Who wait till the end of April when we walk through what I spent, y'all. But anyways, it's really short because there's nothing that I really want, and quite frankly, I feel like I don't get excited over 20% off discounts anymore. Like, you gotta be at least 30% to turn my head because 20% don't cut it no more. Not in this oversaturated market and not when people are on sale every other day. And you can get up to 50, 60, sometimes 75% off of products. So the Sephora VIB sale does not excite or entice me as much as it used to before. Now, I do recognize that for some of you guys who are not US based, this is a good sale because some of the sales that I talk about from brands and other retailers, they do come with additional costs in terms of shipping and sometimes customs and taxes and all of that. So this might be a great sale for you. But if you are US based, we have options. So just take that into consideration as you're shopping so that you can save as much as possible. Okay, so what am I interested in? Again, really short list. First and foremost, I want a couple of Sephora favorites kits. I really want their sun favorites kit. I really want their sun favorites kit and their travel vacay kit. Both of these are pretty much filled with a lot of sunscreen type products that are deluxe or travel size, which I think is just great for this time period. I don't like buying a ton of these full size products, and I've bought that sun kit before in previous years, and it turns out to be the perfect amount of product that I need for the summertime. This is the spring VIB sale, so we're going into summer, so I know that I'm going to use them up. So I think that it's actually a pretty decent value. And when you look at the value of the products, they're already really great in terms of value. And then to get a discount on top of that, it just makes it even better. So I think that that is what is like on my eye first and foremost. Now, there are 2 Pat McGrath products that I'm looking at. And yes, you guys heard me say very loud and clear, don't buy Pat McGrath at the Sephora VIB sale. The first one though is one of the Tom Ford single, not Tom Ford, the Pat McGrath single shadows. Yeah, so what's it called? One of the Tom Ford single shadows from the Star Wars collection. Because those are on sale for 25% off, plus I would be able to stack this 20% off, it actually kind of works out to what I would pay on the Pat McGrath website. So I do think I want to pick up one of those. I also am really interested in that new quad. I think it retails for $58 or $68, so it's really, really pricey, and I should wait for a Pat McGrath sale. But I do have a Sephora card, like gift card, so in some ways it does make sense for me to use my Sephora gift card because that counts as like the free money that goes towards that purchase. So maybe the quad. I see it's out of stock, so I don't know if people already purchased it up, but hopefully it's available so I can consider that. I'm thinking about the next 2 products are like maybes, and those are that's the House Lab bronzer and the House Lab blushes. I've come to realize that personally I don't like blush singles. I like a palette because I like to be able to mix and match and get the shade that I want, and with singles that's just too much work. I've been in this like phase of wanting to declutter all of my blush singles because I just want palettes of blushes so that I can mix things together and get the perfect color that I want. So that's a maybe on those House Labs blushes and the bronzer, because they're also pretty darn expensive. Like they are not cheap at all, and I don't need no bronzers and I do not need any blushes, so maybe, hard maybe. And then lastly, another maybe, the One Size primer and setting spray. I have heard really great things about the One Size brand being great for people with oily skin. I think it makes a lot of sense because Patrick Starr, the founder, he is someone that has oily skin. So I think that the products are really, really catered to help mattify and hold the oils at bay. And we are going into summer, which is when I need to be the most matte and whatnot. So I'm interested in trying the primer and the setting spray because I want to like lock in my makeup and not look like a greasy oil slick during the summer. So that's a maybe. We'll see how it goes and what my basket looks like after all of this. And then one last thing, because I actually forgot to mention this in the brands to avoid section, is I want to remind you guys to check out the cosmetics company store. Now the CCO, they offer standard discounts of 40 to 50% off of products, and because of that I think that there are just specific brands that you should avoid or think a little bit longer on because they're available at the CCO. So Tom Ford, Estee Lauder, The Ordinary, Smashbox, Becca, Origins, Clinique, Bobbi Brown, Jo Malone, La Mer, all of those fall under the Estee Lauder umbrella. So I definitely recommend you check out your cosmetics company store, even check out the online store to see if the product you want is there, because you will get 40 or 50% off, which is significantly better than what Sephora is offering you. So sorry, I forgot to mention that tip at the top, but you all got it at the end, so there it is. Okay. Whew, I tried to keep this under 30 minutes. Hopefully it is. But that's it, you guys. Those are my recommendations for shopping the Sephora VIB sale. What to avoid, what to consider, what are some tips and tricks to save the most money. So I really, really hope that this is helpful to you as you plan out your shopping for the next couple of weeks. Now I want to hear from you, so sound off in the comments. Let me know if you are planning to shop the sale, what products you are interested in buying, and share your tips and tricks. Let me know if there are brands that you think are worth buying during a sale or brands that people should avoid, because you know this is all about being community and sharing our best tips so that we don't waste money, because y'all already know makeup is an expensive hobby. And like I always say, there will always be another sale, so if you missed this one, trust there will be another one right around the corner. And that's it from me, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and join the fam. As always, I appreciate you more than you know, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!